My wife is Anna Berger. We were married over 50 years. I was running a program at Joan of Arc, which is a school in the area, junior high school. It was an experimental school that probably developed the first program in terms of youth board involvement, where they had recreation, a public school, and after school and evening. I found to a certain extent that it was getting a little bit too much for me to handle completely, particularly since there were two gyms and I was running a program upstairs, and the program I was running upstairs was a basketball tournament, and it was requiring a lot of my staff. And so at this juncture I decided I think I needed more staff. So I said to the overall director that I got to get some new help for these programs, you know, particularly if I was going to expand. And in comes my wife as a drama teacher. I said, I'll use clean language, but I said something to the effect, what the hell do I need a drama teacher at this time? I was actually looking for a 6'5" guy that could prove that I wasn't a coward. And she showed up. The reality was that she attracted an awful lot of the kids, and some of them were not the nicest kids in the world. And then I had to worry about another thing. If someone threw out one of those language things at them, they would jump off the stage and start beating them up. So I felt very strongly that I had to protect both the actors and the performers, you know. But we became very close, and evidently, I think, and we got married. She decided that we ought to get married privately, so we knew a judge, and we said we'd keep it a secret because we would have a formal wedding. So a judge friend, Judge Sala, who became quite famous in New York for handling some trials, he arranged for us to meet a judge in Brooklyn, and he performed the wedding early breakfast, and I came home, and we had the wedding a week later, and I thought it was a secret, and suddenly my wife broke it to me that she had told her mother. And I remember saying, "You told your mother." And I didn't tell my mother. So I realized that I had something for the next 100 years that I could use, you know, to combat that sexy bit, and I used it. You told your mother. To this day, all I can see, enough is enough, but I said, you told your mother. I don't know, love is the way people think about it. I know I wanted to be with her. If that's love, that's love. If it means heart palpitations and all the things that they describe, I don't believe that happened in the sense. I think it's respect, wanting to be with her, that intimacy, not necessarily sexually. Though she was always after my body, I know that. The truth of the matter is, I think those are the things that will last. The others, they're good. There's nothing wrong with them, but I don't know if they will last in the event of tragedy or things that happen. We had a good marriage. I certainly respected her work, because very often it would be 3 to 6 months that we were separated. She would go to California and or on the road, and I would be home. I don't think you could tolerate that if there wasn't that mutual respect that each one of us was doing for the general welfare of the family. I remember in the case of my daughter and my wife that they are exposed to, they're actually exposing themselves when they audition, and they are refused or accepted on grounds that are something totally irrelevant to them. It had nothing to do with them. They were either too small or too tall. The actor, they wanted someone younger or older. At the end, I became part of her work, which I tried to avoid to a certain extent because I couldn't, I was too nervous watching her, especially in the later years when she had difficulty walking and a few things. And I remember setting up this stage and worrying about the wires and everything.
We lived in 4 small, overcrowded rooms. My mother, my father, 8 brothers and sisters, Superman the cat, and Malach the boarder.
And I realized, and I, like her and so many other actors I had known in the past, in spite of age or injury or something, once they got on the stage, it was all gone. I'm very proud of her. She was more than just an actress. She was a mentor. Many of the young students that she taught describe her as an angel. One daughter follows in her footsteps. The other one is a hairstylist. The Actors Studio gave her 2 memorials. Marty Landau gave her one in California, and the studio here did. And I think, well, I don't feel she achieved the so-called celebrity status that people place so much value on. She was a working actress. She had tremendous respect among her peers. She was treated very well when she went, even if she didn't receive the job. And I'm kind of proud of my daughters, but the same way.